Branded dropshipping is the easiest way to get rich in 2025, and I'm going to show you exactly how, step by step. Just so you know, I'm not bullshitting. This is my Shopify dashboard, and this is the brand I started working with probably about a year and a half ago, July 2023, and we literally scaled this to 150k a month within 3 months of starting. You can see it starts at zero. And guys, I come from nothing. Like my background, I come from a council estate and government housing in northeast of England. I literally started from poverty. And I'll sometimes give the story of my mum. She would buy milk, use half, fill the rest up with water. I didn't have a shower till I was 16. Guys, it just took me so long, 10 years of pain and struggle to become this overnight success that you see today. But guys, like look at this brand, almost 2 million pounds in a year and a half. And this is working 2 or 3, 4 hours a week. I've now done over 10 million in e-com sales, but this is obviously across multiple stores, not just the one brand for the haters out there. But this stuff works, and this is why I want you to pay attention to this video. If you don't believe me that this works, go back to my earliest YouTube video. I did a live case study where I had someone completely no experience building a branded dropshipping store, and he got to 10k in his first month. No experience, so this stuff works. If you can't sit and watch this video for 10 or 15 minutes, however long the video is, you are literally forever going to stay broke. This is free. I could charge probably 2k for this knowledge. I'm giving it away for free. You have no excuse. So if you can't watch this sequentially all the way to the end, you are forever doomed to be broke. So pay attention, take action. Any questions, put them in the comments. I'll reply to you. If you want to work with me to start and scale your own brand to $1 million a year, links in the description. Let's get right into it. We're going to start first and foremost with, why are we in e-com? Like, what are we doing in e-com at all to begin with? We're here to make profit, right? Now, I've introduced something that I'm going to call, let me just get this up and running. Let's get you up. All right, now what this is an error. This is our PF. This is what I coin my profit flywheel. And this is the fastest way to scale from 0 to 100k a month. Now, most people are going to fail because they miss crucial steps in the process. This is why I'm telling you to make sure you watch the entire video. Don't just watch a little bit here or like jump around or just watch the first minute and then bounce. You must follow this sequentially. So lock in, let's do this together. This video is going to give you the exact chronological roadmap in order. Let's get into it. So step 1. I'm going to keep this as simple as possible for you as well. So I'm not going to overcomplicate it. Anyone can do this. I say this all the time, but in my opinion, there has never been a better time to get into branded shopping other than right now, because you have systems, you have automation, you have AI, you have all of these allies on your side that I didn't have when I started 10 years ago. Guys, like even YouTube tutorials weren't a thing for Shopify. Shopify wasn't really a thing. Dropshipping wasn't really a thing. It was a very manual process. Whereas now, you can literally flow downstream. You can pick a product and be selling it probably within the same day if you have the acquired skill set. And this video is going to show you exactly what to do. So the first thing is, do not try to sell to everyone. Okay? This is everyone. Do not do that. I want you to focus on a specific group or cohort of people with similar problems. The best way to do this, instead of selling anything to anyone, I want you to solve your own problem. So you are the niche, however you want to say it. Why do I say this? Because if everyone is your customer, no one is your customer. This is such an important piece, like a core fundamental piece of marketing advice that if you ignore is going to cause you problems. The other side of it is you are paid in direct proportion to the level of the problem or pain point that you solve. Think about it for a second. The higher the pain point, the higher the pain the individual's in, the more they're going to pay to fix it. Let me give you an analogy. Someone comes in with a broken arm and you say, if you give me 2k, I'm going to fix your broken arm straight away. And they don't have 2k. They're going to find 2k because they're in pain. I'm not talking you have to break people's arm and then come up with a solution for it. It's stupid. But the principle is, the higher the pain point, the more you're able to charge someone for the solution, particularly so if you build in your force multipliers of time, quality, and cost. So when you do something quick, the quality is obviously amazing and the price is favorable. But if you're selling something that's lukewarm, it's not really a problem. You have to build a whole persuasive case, and this is difficult, trying to convince someone to buy something that they don't want and they don't need, especially so if they're not in pain. So when you're looking for a product to sell, there is no better place to start than selling for you, okay? So you are the niche. This is like so important. Think about it. No one knows you No one understands you more than you know yourself. So all you need to do is go find more of you. Bro, it's literally that simple. And as opposed to you making assertions or just guesswork on who's going to buy this product, you must use and get value from it yourself, and it must have a high pain point. This is like so important. So look, when you're looking for products, don't just sell like bullshit. Don't sell forks on Etsy. Yeah? Like, how are you going to get any point of differentiation against that? You're not. Sell something that has real world tangible utility that solves a high pain point. This is like so important. Do not sell bullshit products to anyone. You are the niche. Solve your own problems. And then all you need to do is go find more of you. What's your name? Harry. Harry, go find more Harrys. Okay? You know what you would buy. You know what appeals to you. You know, or you've had a specific problem that you've been able to overcome, or you've bought something that solved the problem. Go find more Harrys, because I guarantee there's a lot out there. Every single product you see has the potential to be a $1 million brand if you find and focus on your niche. Understood? Perfect. Okay. Let's go on to, let me get this working. Step 2. You will have to ignore my writing, but I'm annotating real time, so yeah, just bear with me. We're going to stick on this point, and it comes down to this. It's linked to the first one. KYC. What does KYC mean? KYC means know your customer, and I'm going to add a little bracket here, D. Okay, D means deeply. You need to deeply, thoroughly understand more about your customer and your target market or demographic than they know about themselves. And the good thing to do here is to map this out. All right, there's a map. It's the world. Okay, map. I don't mean make a map. I mean map out everything about them: their likes, their pain, their desires, their wants, their needs, their hates. Define their desired situation. Because think about it. At its core, when you're selling anything to anyone, it follows this. And this is a 20,000 foot view. You have point A and you have point B. Okay? And all you're doing is moving them from point A to point B. In pain, out of pain. So this is their current situation and this is their desired situation. And your product, you need to pitch as the ultimate resource to bridge that gap. Okay, so define this desired situation, obsess over it, get hyper specific with demographics and psychographics. And just remember what I said before, further up here: if everyone is your customer, no one's your customer. The more you know about them, the more ammunition you have in order to build back into your sales and marketing funnel. And remember, you have 3 things here. You have your copywriting, so understanding how to write persuasive sales copy. You cannot write persuasive sales copy unless you understand your market at a deep level. And second one is content. And content for me, I'm breaking down into images and video. Now, these images and video need to talk to this demographic. I can't explain this. Don't use generic stock images. Actually understand your customer and make sure that your images or your video or your content or your media, whatever you want to call it, it looks like them. They need to be on your landing page or your product page or in your ecosystem, in your emails or ads, and they need to see themselves in the ads. People buy from people, okay? And you need to find that point of deep resonance in order to convince anyone to buy from you. If you're selling to teenagers but you're using old people, if you're using elderly people, give me an extreme example here, then it's going to whose attention is it going to attach? Is it going to attract? Old people, okay? So just a simple thing, but I see so many people go wrong with this, so just don't make the same mistakes. I hope this is making sense. Now, let me just zoom in a bit on here. Let's go to step 3. So, step 3. Again, we've boxed this off already, but I want to hammer home the point a little bit more before we move on. Okay, you must solve a high pain point. Okay, you must get value from it, you and the market. So, once you find something, the next necessary thing to do is to validate this. And the easiest way to validate this is to look at your competitors. All right, research competitors selling similar products. Copy the product into Google, do some research, and what I want you to do is to obsess over this. Particularly so if you think you've found a winning product, study their messaging, look at their positioning, look at their marketing, get in their ecosystem, get in their emails, get in their ads library, look at their funnel, look how they're breaking everything down, look at their use of creative copywriting, look at their imagery, look at the angles that they're coming at. Because, guys, success leaves clues. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't at all. Yeah, if something and someone's doing it already, that also isn't a reason for you not to do it because you think the market's saturated. Bro, there is more than enough to go around for everyone. Everyone gets to eat, okay? It's just scarcity mindset that keeps you small. You think these guys started earlier, or they're better than me, or they have more resource than me. Bullshit. I started a sports nutrition company like 10 years ago, and there's some massive players in it, and I still managed to get this to a 7-figure brand on my own from an apartment in the northeast of England in the cold with a broken laptop. If I can do that, you can do that. And 10 years ago with no AI, with no systems, with no automation. So whatever bullshit excuse you're making for not doing this, I'm not going to take it. Take action, okay? Look at your competitors and take inspiration from them. Success leaves clues. Model the traits of the greats. And I don't mean rip them off. Take inspiration. Take the best bit from this, the best bit of this, amalgamate it and make it your own. Remember, we're talking about building a branded dropshipping. We're not just copying something someone else has done. We're taking the best bits, making it our own, putting our own stamp on it, focusing on targeting it to our own sub-niche or niche. Again, look at my sports nutrition brand. I sell supplements. Brilliant. Okay. Am I selling generic supplements to everyone? No, I'm selling a specific supplement to a specific subset of the market, which is underserved, i.e. kids who play high-level sport. Yeah? The niche just goes smaller and smaller and smaller, and now all I need to do is understand who their target demographic is, all right? Hope this is all making sense. Let's get on to step 4. Guys, you see how easy this is, right? This is just mostly just a knowledge gap for you knowing what not to do. It's all about knowing what not to do, and by knowing what not to do, by default, this is where the mindset comes in. You now know what not to do, okay? So you now know what to do. Okay, this is all pain plus reflection equals progress. This is not difficult. Okay, it's just a knowledge gap, and I'm going to fill this gap for you. And again, guys, this is all, I'm putting all this out there for free, so you have no excuse not to start building this today. Understood? Brilliant. Right, step 4, we're going to look at cash. Let me get this back up. I mentioned it before. The whole point by doing this is to make profit, and that comes back down to your margin. So you need to validate your product economics. Now, here's your golden rule. You must have a minimum of 65% margin or 2.5x markup. This is to be profitable. When we're looking at what to sell as well, we do not want to focus on selling small volumes. We want to price high and justify. The reason for that is because those who pay the most, who can afford to pay the most for acquisition to acquire a customer or acquire attention, will always win. The more you can spend to acquire, the more meat you have in the bones, the easier it's going to be because you have more budget to throw at it. All right, if you're selling widgets for like $2 a piece and it's costing you $20 to $30 to acquire a customer, it's impossible. It doesn't matter how much volume. If that's your cost, you're playing a losing game. So look for a product that has real utility, proper real world utility, solves a high problem or pain point, and it has plenty meat on the bones for you to create a case to add margin to this, because you're the one doing the work for the consumer. You're sourcing it, you're packaging it, you're managing everything, you're doing the marketing. So it has to be worth something for you. So in your margin, the thing I want you to think about and just remember is you must calculate all costs. Okay, everything. Don't skip steps on this. I have a profit calculator. If you want it, just write profit in the comments and I'll link you to it for free, completely for free. This works everything out for you. So your products, your shipping, your ads, your returns, your operational overheads, everything. I'll give you it for free, no problem. Just write or just literally just comment profit and I'll send it over for you. But you need to understand your unit economics, because if the maths doesn't make sense, the business doesn't make sense. And also I need you to start thinking about how these unit economics work at scale, particularly so once you start layering in additional operational overheads. So it's not a case of, let's just give an example here. So say you're going to buy, what am I going to use? This is going to be a vase. All right, don't sell vases, guys. Okay, but you think you're going to buy this for $10 and you're going to sell it for $20, and you think you've made £10 profit or $10 profit. Incorrect, because out of this you had to pay $5 for your operational overheads. This is the cost to run the business, your software, your salary, your staff, your team members, all of this. And then you also had to pay maybe $7 for acquisition fee. So actually you're -2, but all you looked at was this raw maths. So again, making sure you're able to understand how these unit economics work at small scale and at large scale, because as your business grows, the complexity grows, your overheads grow. You obviously, of course, always want to stay lean, particularly so in the beginning. But if you don't know how the numbers are going to work, you're screwed. Don't even start. The thing with this, okay, this doesn't mean necessarily it's about profit because you can also add and layer in 2 things on the back of this, particularly so if you're selling a consumable. It's obviously ideal to make profit on the first order, but if you're selling things which have recurring income like supplements, You can obviously build an LTV, which is the lifetime value of your customer, so they come back. It's something that's a consumable. And of course, you always want to be focusing on your average order value and how can you increase this and how can you increase this, because your higher order value, the more profit you're going to get. Okay, if you're selling, again, as you stick on this example, you made £10 profit, but obviously you've made 2, but you've upsold something for 5, which cost you 1. You know what I mean? Now you're back up again. So just thinking about this, don't overcomplicate it to begin with. This is something you want to work towards, but there are ways around something if you have a finer margin to be able to make sure that your cash conversion cycle works better for you. Okay? All right, don't want to belabor that point too much, so let's get on to step 5. I think as I'm going through this video, my handwriting just gets worse and worse and worse. So yeah, allow it. This is why I'm talking you through it at the same time. Right. Step 5 is all about creating compelling creative, the 3 C's. Modern day e-com brands, first and foremost, in my opinion, are media companies. E-com second. Think about what we're doing. We are converting attention into dollars. This is pretty much what you're doing on e-com, but you're doing it through pixels. This is it. You cannot. Say the example of if you're in an actual physical retail store. Okay, someone comes in. You can invoke all of their senses. They can taste, feel, touch, smell, hold, try. Whereas online, the only medium you have is by pixels, which means your 3 points to work with are video, text or copywriting, and of course images. So having content with which to build a website, build email flows, build ads is going to be really important. So if you're looking at branded dropshipping, buy the product first, get some content. Obviously use anything that they're able to provide, or you can look at from your competitors again. But I want you to just start thinking about the logistics of actually starting and scaling this. So yeah, guys, focus on media. This is really important because it is almost impossible for you to build a high converting landing page or product page or ads or emails if you don't have any content. So the easiest way to do that, order the product, commission some of this yourself. And guys, you don't need like studio shoots out the gate. iPhone images, try and get things that look more real. Again, like UGC side of things work really well. So don't let this be a hindrance, but it's still really important for you to capture and create compelling imagery, because this is what we're going to use to build in to show our potential users and customers exactly what this product is, how it works, what it does, what it's made from. Okay. Now, when we're talking about, again, we can do a little bit deep dive into this if you want. Let me just get this back up and running. Creative for me, we said it before, we're converting attention into dollars, and to do that, you have to focus on pattern interrupts that grab attention. And an easy way to do this is to tell stories. We will learn through story, we'll learn through narrative. Remember, inherently people buy from people. They don't buy from faceless entities or corporations. They want to see stories. They want to see and understand how this product, what it is, how it works, how it helps you. This is what's going to capture attention. So tell stories through your creative that highlight this pain, and get this back up, this pain to pleasure relationship, okay? Show them, don't tell them. Okay, create multiple formats, images, videos, testimonials, do whatever you need to do in order to get this ready so you can then go up to step 6. Get this up here. 6, which now it's good to build a conversion focused website. And what I want you to do here is not overcomplicate. I don't overcomplicate it. I don't want you to build this fully integrated e-com store. I just want you to have 3 pages, all right? 3 pages are landing page, product page, and about us. That's it. That's literally it. Follow a strict psychological selling framework that takes them through who, what, where, when, how, why, and then back that up with tons of social proofing. This is the easiest way for me to summarize this without spending a whole video showing you how to do it. And what you want to do is you want to address all objections directly, and think about, why would someone not buy from this? What do they need to understand about how it is, what it does, how it works, who else is using it? Okay. And you're anticipating potential objections and building these into your copy. And then the about us is all about including the founder story, because this adds an added layer of authenticity. And instead of you being one of many selling the same product, now you have a unique point of difference. Now you can build a brand because you're not just anyone selling anything to everyone. You're a real person. People buy from people, remember. You tell your story. And the story is just point A to point B. I was stuck, miserable, depressed, tired, and then someone introduced me to this. This changed my life. Now I have X, Y, and Z. Now I want to make this available to everyone. That's like the short and long of how this about a story needs to flow. This can be relayed in your ads. It's obviously going to be part of the landing page and also built upon in your email marketing as well. So you make it personal. Again, you see how super simple all of this is and easy to do, but no one does this. This is why I'm making this content for you, so you can skip steps and get from 0 to 1 as quickly as possible. Cool. Step 7. My handwriting's getting worse and my spelling's getting worse. Allow it. So what we're going to do now is something probably 90% of dropshipping brands or branded dropshipping stores fail to do, which is email marketing. And the reason I say this is because between 40 and 60%, think about that for a second, 40 to 60% of revenue every single month comes from emails. So if I don't do email marketing, I'm basically halving my revenue. Yeah? Think about that for a second. And it's slightly time consuming to do, but you don't need to overcomplicate it. All you need to do is have a welcome series, very well orchestrated, taking them on a journey, and then your abandon series. That's it. Abandon series, abandon cart, abandon browse, abandon checkout sequences, and that's it. All right? This is pre-launch, pre-revenue. Okay, welcome series can be like, 7 to 10 long, and then your abandon carts probably about the same, 4 to 10. And what this is doing is you are now becoming way less dependent on your impulse purchases. Let me get rid of that for a second. It should be IP, impulse purchases, because let's be honest, the majority of people who come on your website are never going to buy there and then unless they're primed, unless you've literally managed to hit the right person at the right time through the right medium. Most people go on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok to literally they go to well, think about what they're scrolling, right? It's brain rot. They're in this brain mode of just and then they see an ad. They didn't go on there to be sold to. They went on there to be entertained, to be distracted. Okay, your ad pops up. The chances of then there and then being primed and ready to buy is very low. So what are they going to do? They're going to look. They're going to check you out if you're able to create a correct pattern interrupt, and then okay, I'm going to think about it, or maybe I need to learn a bit more. This is why your email marketing is so important, and you need to get people into this ecosystem. And the way you do that, again, is just strategic. Is just having your email pop up. Okay, so this is your lead form. Now, the lead form is arguably one of the most important parts of your conversion, because they say on average for anyone to buy anything from anyone, it takes between 4 and 7 touch points, digital or in person. If you're relying on impulse purchases, they have the ad and they have the landing page. That's it. Okay, you're missing at least 2. Once you get them into your ecosystem by building a pop-up that actually converts, all of a sudden now you have 3 to 100 chances, if your email's dialed in correctly, to work on them, to explain, to educate them, to build a relationship with them, to talk to them. Okay, this is why you have huge opportunity cost, and most people think that ads aren't working, but actually it's just because you don't have good infrastructure on the back end. It is that easy to fix. The pop-up as well, there's a strategy for this, and the easiest way for me to explain it is it has to be fair exchange of value. Think about it. The law of reciprocity, give before you get. Okay? Make it a hell yes. Do not lead with discounts, and most definitely, don't let me say this, if you're doing this now, stop it. No one wants to be in your email newsletter. No one wants to be another newsletter, particularly so from a brand who they've never heard of before, with a shit website. No one wants that. What do they want then? They want a free gift. They want value. They want perceived value. Give them something for free. Make it a hell yes. Okay? If you're going to use discounts, build the discounts in your email series, because you want to push for profit on the first sale. Okay? If you lead with discounts, it devalues your brand, it devalues your product. It also shows that you're doing whatever you need to do to get the sale over, which means your product isn't in high demand. So it's all psychological games. So again, separate video on this, but sleep on this. You will never, ever, ever be profitable. You won't, okay? And even if you are for a short amount of time, it's probably not going to be sustainable. So don't do that. Okay, learn from me. Again, I did this the wrong way for years. Don't let history repeat itself. All making sense? Brilliant. Step 8. And this is the final step. Now, Now it's okay to run ads. Most people just go build landing page, run ads, and you've skipped all of these steps. You've got to ship product. You have a terrible website. You have no infrastructure. You don't understand sales and marketing and persuasion. You have terrible content, and then you run ads, and then you blame Facebook, or you blame Instagram, or you blame TikTok, or you blame Google, when actually it's you. It's in your control. There is things you can do before you start marketing, before you start burning cash on ads, to ensure that, and again, you always use the spider web analogy, okay? This is what I'm going to do. So you have two spider webs, okay? One looks like this. Scroll out. And the other one looks like this. All right. Fly one. Okay. Which one's going to catch? A or B? Which one has a higher likelihood of catching the fly? I think it's easy to say that this one, because everything is more boxed off. The fly here is only going to get caught here or here, whereas this fly is going to get caught here, 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 here. Okay. So if we put more flies in, okay, same amount of flies on each one, it's safe to say this one, number B, is going to capture more flies. Why? And the way I'm likening this to as a metaphor is this is your digital infrastructure and ecosystem. The more you're able to box off, just literally like a trap, glorified trap, the more effective your ads are going to be. The ads are analogous here to the flies, okay? But the thing is, with these flies, the flies are free. In this instance, we're talking about e-com, you're paying for every one of these flies to come through, okay? And if you're paying and they're just slipping through the net, your cash is just going to go down. Whereas if you have everything boxed off, all of a sudden now, you have a much higher likelihood and percentage, particularly so when we're looking in competitive markets, to actually convert this attention into cash, to make sure that we have a positive return on ad spend from day one. And this is just by having your infrastructure dialed in before, okay? Let's get tactical on the ads. Again, separate video in and of itself, but this is what I would do. So I would launch one broad campaign and multiple creatives within it, and then all of your time, once you have this infrastructure dialed in, is on creative testing. So you don't need any complex structures. You don't need to worry about obsessing over the way your account structured with Facebook ads or Meta, etc. Just keep it simple, all right? My thing is this, KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Don't overcomplicate it. You can overcomplicate it once you have established product market fit. So this now becomes an iterative game. So you're focusing your time, once you have this in place, on improving your infrastructure and also improving your creative. This is the main job, all right? This is what I'm saying before. The primary role in a modern day e-com company, you are a media company. And the second part of it is you are glorified data scientists. So you have to be able to understand on the back end, once you're running ads, how do you interpret the data? This is the key, okay? And if you're not making data-driven decisions, you're going to run into trouble because the data tells a story. So again, if you're focusing on what to learn, this is going to be a key one for you. But just keep things simple. Analyze your data, look at winning angles, and then scale what works and cut what doesn't. Again, we're keeping this as simple as possible because we're going to learn by doing. But in an ideal world, we're learning, but we're taking advice from those who are 1 or 2 steps ahead of us to avoid us having to burn cash on ads. And guys, that is literally it, all right? You see what? In 8 steps. Let me just bring this back over if it will allow me to. Okay, this is it. This is all you need to do before you start marketing, okay? And I want you to follow this in the exact order to avoid wasting money on marketing. If I'm to summarize this, success comes from systems, not luck. And the mindset behind every single step is crucial, okay? So take action today. Start with step 1. Show me your progress, okay? Any questions, stick them in the comments. I'll come back to every single one of you. And if you'd like to work with me directly one-to-one, where we work together to build your brand, link is in the description. Book a call and we'll chat. Hope this is useful, guys. I'll see you in the next video.